Well, hey, all you gamers! Welcome back for some more EGFC Rocket League. I am Septilence, joined here by Vincent, and we are going to be bringing you a game that is unfortunate. It's not. Things can happen. Things can go very well, but Butler is one of the best teams we have right now, and the University of South Alabama, unfortunately, has not had the best run so far.
Yeah, I mean, you could say they're tied for last, and that would pretty much give you the whole meat and potatoes of the situation, so to speak. Yeah, but Butler, listen, they've had some. I will say they've had some ups and downs thus
Yeah,
far.
very
They're
true.
2-3. Unfortunately, one of those wins is a forfeit to Georgetown in the opening week. They've had some tough opponents: UConn, Villanova, and Xavier is the three that they have had to play, and it's not been sweeps. UConn were able to take the sweep, but it was 3-2 to Xavier because Xavier only wins in 5-map series apparently.
They do.
And then Villanova, they took a map off of Villanova. Both of those teams are top quality, and so I think considering that their win is against Wichita State, Butler are probably a better team than 2-3 suggests.
Yeah. Absolutely. Butler, they have been doing, they've really been able to clutch out a couple of important games, but they've lost some to some of the big dogs, right? You just mentioned that. So now we're going to see going up against USA, who has, I believe, yet to put a win on the table. This is going to be possibly some way for Butler to pad that win-loss ratio. However, I'm not going to patronize USA here, but we've seen teams... I've seen teams go 2-6 in the first half, in the first split, and then 7-1 in the second split. Now, Kai sending a message early here before I can even finish that thought. 5 seconds off the clock. Now,
quick and easy. That's what that is. Really nice to see. And with that, Butler easy to take that first goal lead, and just 5 seconds in as
quite
well.
off the kickoff, but
Septilence, are you back?
Almost, barely. My router's chugging like a steam train, but I think I'm back at least for a moment.
Yep, sounds like it. Welcome back, my friend. But yeah, no, easy start here for Butler. Nicely done. And again, like you say, not to patronize, but I do think USA, considering that they've yet to grab a map, I think that's a legitimate goal that's possible.
Yeah. 100%. I mean, right now you're focusing, you're down by 1. There's almost a minute off the clock, so a little bit of lost time, but you're certainly not out by any means. It's only that 1-0, and that one goal from Butler still feels a little bit lucky. It's not like they were stunting on USA by any means, so I think Alabama might be able to find a good opportunity to turn this one around, at least tie it up here in the first half.
Yeah, and we've seen some good ideas all over the place from South Alabama. We've seen them a couple of weeks now in a row. But that's a nice shot. Unfortunately, it's off target from Kai. Could have been a wide open net, apparently.
Yeah, wide open net could have made a huge difference there, giving Butler that security goal, that safety net, if you will. Really could have been a great opportunity for them, but unfortunately they are going to have to not have that goal land quite yet. University of South Alabama trying to get on the offense, but a great pass into Kai. Here comes a great clear down midfield. Astros there to catch it out, but they might roll in off to the side. Not going to be going in quite yet.
Astro nearly got bumped off that defense. It was actually a really cool play from USA. The attempt was there, but couldn't quite get in, or couldn't get the bump perfect enough, rather, I guess is maybe the right way to put that. USA on some offense here. They've been doing well. This is not a, like you said, it's not that one-sided affair. Butler able to get that one goal, but it's certainly not over.
Yeah, they're down but not out. USA, they're not going out without a fight. This is only game 1. Butler only able to find a single goal on them, and again, that goal wasn't exactly earned. Felt a little bit lucky on the side of Butler. So this team, we know Butler for their great offense, for their just front-facing aggression, and USA, I think they're responding to it really well.
I gotta agree, but unfortunately that time, oh man, a little bit of an overextension there on the left side, if I'm not mistaken.
Partially
and this
fault.
is a good touch as well. Yeah, the old caster curse. We understand. It's okay. But yeah, I know Butler able to thread the needle on that one as USA sort of pushed themselves a little bit too wide.
Yeah, going a little bit wide. We talked about that earlier. The margins of this game can be separated by just a couple of frames. So when you go a little bit too wide, when you make a little bit of an overextension, you can go just a little bit too far, and that can be enough to give your opponent exactly what they need.
Certainly can be. Good initial defense there, but it's dangerous. Muntre really dispatching the ball right there in towards the middle of the goal, but doesn't actually come to fruition. And I'm saying that lots of time being taken off this clock.
Oh, crossbar. That was almost a really clean goal past 2 defenders, but unfortunately not able to line it up yet. It's not like Butler needed it. You know, they've still got that security goal, even if there is a single goal to make an appearance from Alabama. Oh, but it's going to be a bit of an own goal there. Let's get a closer look at that. I glanced away for just a moment, and as I did, it looks like it's just a very unfortunate tap-in. Munch tries to save it, but yeah, USA from the midfield, they put one away.
Indeed, yeah. I mean, it was a great touch there, going over the top. No one really back, and Butler a little bit ahead of themselves on their offense. It can be easy to do, all things considered. Nice attempt at the one tap there by Kai, but I should say double tap, not one tap. My apologies, but nonetheless, Butler still very much in control of this game.
Yeah, 100%. I had to like run back that replay because I glanced away, glanced back, and Munch was own goaling, and I was like, that doesn't feel like Munch. I was like, hold on a second, but yeah, that definitely adds up a lot more. USA, the security goal is gone. Butler, they're only up by that single point, of course, and I think USA, they're danger close to turning this around. They've got 90 seconds to tie up game 1.
Yeah, this is a game where South Alabama are absolutely thereabouts. Just one goal between them. And there is indeed 75 seconds. That's a nice touch by Munch, a good 50 as well, but doesn't quite come to fruition. Nice defensive play. Really going through. Mike, and so dangerous. So dangerous. But USA get away.
A nail-biter of a moment if I've ever seen one. Holy cow, I thought that was going in, but Astro plays it slow, plays it patient, and gets the next attempt in from the midfield, goes around from the right side, taps it up and over a defender, and goes right past the goalie there to put a third one away for Butler. Only 56 seconds remain. Looks like Butler might have game 1 in the bag.
Yeah, it's looking like that. Unfortunately for USA, this one not going to go their way unless they can pull off some miracles in the last 50 seconds. It's definitely plausible. We've seen crazier happen here, but with that goal, that's far more than security. That seems to be the nail in the coffin there, as Butler gonna knock a fourth in.
Yeah, like you said, not hardly a security goal. That is a confirmation goal to give Butler that lead that they needed. Only 3 left. 44 seconds remain. USA down 4-1, and unfortunately, I've got to say they felt much stronger in the first half. Like, we really saw an offense from USA. They were coming out, they were getting aggressive, they were forcing Butler onto the back foot, but then they immediately started to fall apart. Munch puts that 5th point down. 33 seconds left. Butler, they have got game 1 in the bag.
Yeah, and this, I will say, sort of seems to be USA kind of getting to the point where they're making obvious mistakes, and that, you know, once you get there, you just got to reset, don't you? Get in towards the next game, rethink what's going on, just understand that, hey, it's over, at least for this game.
Yeah, and you've got to look at every game of Rocket League as that GG go next, right? This is one of those games where occasionally, if not often, the mental can be more than, if not more important than the physical. I say that every week, but I mean it every single time. So, you know, USA, they may lose this by who knows how many points, but they've got to walk away just thinking, you know, we've got next game.
That's right. Yep, you definitely do. And, well, I mean, you know, in all fairness, they've had a lot of practice at trying to reset that mental. So I think by this point, USA probably pretty strong at that mental game, right? I mean, that's got to be one positive to take away from this struggle here at the beginning of the season. It's that you can really work on mentality and keeping yourself mentally in a game, even when you're struggling in certain.
Yep, 100% agree. And Butler, they are going to walk away with that game 1 victory as predicted. That's the word, as predicted by us a couple of minutes ago. But now they've got to win 2 more. USA, the first half of that game was unbelievably neck and neck. They found some really good momentum. They found some great pacing, but somewhere in the middle they dropped it, and I'm not really sure how or why.
Well, let me theorize for a second here,
yes,
Septilins. I think that part of it is that third goal in the game where it was up by 2 instead of by 1. You know, is at that point, that's where I think, and about what, 75 seconds on the clock at that point. USA had to start to try to get creative with some of these shots, and you have to pull off some victories there if you want to win the game. And that's where the defensive side just kind of fell apart a little bit. And once that happened, once the next goal or so came through, it was a bit of a mental fall down. right? But
Yeah.
like you said, right? There's always that opportunity to kind of bring it back, get right back into things, and adjust as we move here in towards game 2.
Yeah, and the score is, I mean, obviously it's a brand new game. The score is completely reset across the board. We're going to have to see what USA can do with that. If they can find a goal earlier, if they can put themselves in the lead for even a moment, talk about a morale boost. And sometimes a morale boost is all a team needs. So let's see if USA can turn around game 2, if they're able to find any footing, or if Butler is just going to walk away with a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, and it would help as well if USA didn't have to play against that clock like they were doing there in the back end. You talk about it, that can be the fourth man, and very much looked like it was an effective fourth man.
The fourth man, sometimes scarier than the 3 on screen, right? I mean, it's just terrifying. Father Time is your fourth opponent. Both teams always struggling to go up against it. Now, 20 seconds gone, no 5-second goals this time. However, USA, they are desperate to find that first goal. Munch going for a great setup, and the follow-up is interrupted by 90 Mike there. Going to be able to keep that at the goose egg, but here comes that second attempt. It looks like it is going to be blocked out. Half a minute gone. USA in ball control here, but it's stolen away by Astro in the midfield.
It's been some great touches in the midfield, by the way.
Very
true. Courtesy of Butler. That's a dangerous ball going from 90 Mike in towards the middle. So once again defended. Kai trying for the mid ball again, but the defense here, stalwart USA, not really floundering, not falling under any of these pressures. So I'm saying that though. Oh, what a dangerous ball to be throwing towards Munch. You got to get under that one if you're 90 Mike, and you can see why.
Yep, high risk, high reward on that one. Munch, that may have not even been an attempt on goal. That may have just been to knock it toward the goal. Crossbar throws it in for you, and Butler, they're going to take that 1-point advantage.
Either way, right direction, you know? And that's exactly what Munch was at least attempting, going that right direction. Astro with a nice attempt at a shot. Doesn't quite connect, and oh man, it's a nice aerial movement. Kai trying to do the same.
Oh!
Third time's the charm, hey?
That's what they love to say. Munch comes through with that tertiary attempt, and that makes all the difference right there for Butler. They find themselves up 2-0. If I'm not mistaken, a little bit earlier than last time. They ended up with a pretty aggressive score, but it took them a while to get there. Now Butler finding themselves up 2-0, only a minute 20 off the clock.
Yeah, about a minute plus extra time there between the 2-goal lead this game and the 2-goal lead last game. That is going to unfortunately be an own goal, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure. Let's take a look once more time. I think Astro gets a piece of this. Oh no, it's actually Munch who gets a piece of it. Tries to clear back towards the corner, but it's on target. USA are on the board.
USA, they're on the board, even if by the graces of the Rocket League gods, but they found that point nonetheless. Now 3.5 minutes to tie things up. They just got to put one more goal down. That's an open goal, but Munch is able to get in the way, not going to let that go through too easily. A minute 40 off the clock. Things looking rough back to back here. Nathan, that's a great shot opportunity, but it's interrupted by Munch once again. I think if USA just improves physicality here and starts giving Munch a run for his money, a couple demolitions here, a couple of bumps here, I think they could really start to find some pressure onto Butler.
The other thing that I'm noticing pretty often is gotta keep these clears up high, and okay, as I'm saying that, unfortunately for USA, this is a nice touch by Kai. It goes back towards the center, and it's a wide open net. Nobody able to get there, even though from the left side, somebody was on the way. Well placed by one in goal. And Butler by 2 now, up to 3. And what I was getting at is USA, they need to try to clear higher.
Right.
They need to be focusing on the trajectory of that ball instead of being sort of at or right above ground level and allowing some of those easy shots to come through from Butler.
Yeah, these shots have been Butler has gotten a couple of easy shots here and there. Boots is going to find a shot of their own, and they're able to put it down, an open goal there thanks to Mike. They're able to get it lined up, and that safety goal immediately ripped away. Only a 1-point differential again. We're still in the first half.
We are indeed. This is awful close. This is not over. 3-2, and these mistakes from Butler are very much coming to bite them in the butt, as they are now very much in close proximity to a tied game.
Yeah, a terrifying thought, but I mean, USA, they are really putting their money where their mouth is tonight. They are so close to being able to take a game on Butler here, or at least tie one up. And that could be phenomenal for this team. Let's see if they're able to do anything here in the remaining 120 seconds.
And if Butler can continue to make this an aerial game, this could be deadly. That's a nice demo. Boots able to connect, and it's going to be a tie game. 2 minutes to play.
They heard me loud and clear. A great demolition comes through. They go over Astro, and USA, they tie it up. I mean, this is so unbelievably winnable for them here.
Yeah, another mistake there from Butler. Kai getting a little bit too over-aggressive. Astro trying for the 50 instead of playing for the defense. It is really going to come down to the wire. It's 2 minutes. Well, it seems like a lot, but it's going to go fast.
Yeah, 2 minutes. It can be, you know, it can feel like years. It can feel like seconds. But at the end of the day, that may force us into the overtime. But with the way USA is starting to put these goals away, I mean, we might be seeing a couple more.
Certainly would love to see that here. Like we said, a realistic goal, you know, pick up a game. Something we haven't seen just yet. And all the defense, no boost, no boost. That's so unfortunate. Boost starvation is a problem.
Yeah, Kai looking clean as a whistle there as well. Up and over the defender, puts that goal away and gives Butler that lead. USA, they've got still 96 seconds. So 2 minutes, only down by about 30 seconds since we last brought up the timer. And now, USA, if they find even a little bit of ball control, they can grab an inch and take a mile.
100%, right? I mean, and no disrespect to Butler, but the amount of mistakes I've been seeing right now means that, honestly, that's definitely doable. That being said, Butler can definitely tighten up their game, and if they do, that's where it gets a little bit questionable because, you know, USA, they've struggled with manufacturing attempts all on their lonesome. Right. They have, you know, some help, and they're good at taking advantage.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. By no means an insult to Butler, but they've made a couple of minor mistakes that have really given some great opportunities to USA. If they're able to clean those up, they could have won this much more one-sided than a 4-3 scoreline with still a minute on the clock. USA, they could be moments away from tying this up at any given point until that timer hits 0. So Butler, these minor errors, these small issues are, you know, we've said this phrase a couple times already, really biting them in the butt here.
Certainly have been. 37 seconds to play. Just down to the wire. USA, oh man, can't quite get the defense. Munch on the score, and that might be the goal of this game.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at 16 seconds per remaining goal for USA to tie things up once again. They kept it close. We were at a 3-3 scoreline with Butler putting 2 away in a row. 30 seconds remain. USA is racing that clock once again. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to win this fight.
Yeah, that fourth man coming to fruition. As we talked about it, it's such a frustrating thing to play against. And, well, when time's not on your side, you can always feel like the pressure is mounting. And it is indeed. 15 seconds left.
Yeah, these 15 seconds are probably going to trickle away before our very eyes. And that's not going to be the outcome that USA wanted, but we've definitely seen some positive growth, some great opportunities coming out from this team, and I'd love to see them carry this momentum forward into Game 3. I truly am a believer they can give us a Game 4.
I am as well. You know, I think that's a real possibility. These have been very close games, even on paper. You know, not very far between these two squads, and well, it is going to have to be a fantastic USA adjustment if we want to see them pull out a Game 3 victory. But you know what? I think that it's going to have to be good, but it's a relatively small change, and I want to touch back on it. I mentioned it before, but the angle at which USA are taking some of these clears is very dangerous. You know, just to kind of give a visual, right? Normally you want to be angled up just a little bit, right, in order to clear the ball high, rather than like maybe this or slightly engaged in an incline, and that's sort of what I'm seeing, that slight incline from USA. And I say that being it's a small thing, but what that's allowing for Butler to take advantage of is easily getting up to that ball and denying the clear. You know, just slapping it back down before they can even get a forward position. So just that small little change, I think, could change how USA are effective on defense.
100%. And speaking of being effective, we've got some great action coming out already. A demolition on the side of Butler is going to give a bit of positive action here toward USA. However, the respawn has already come through. Kai with a great setup, but I think it's a little high. The bounce down off the crossbar, and Astro is going to be able to put that one away. Butler, once again, one of those early goals. A bad omen for USA here in Game 3.
Yeah, crossbar is king, and Astro able to confirm it. As Butler with that early lead once again. It's been the consistent tale, hasn't it? The early Butler lead, first 10-15 seconds, every single game of this set thus far. That's been the case, but USA have been quick to respond, and well, they're going to get aggressive once again and try the same.
Half a minute down, we see a good attempt from USA. Unfortunately, they get caught out in the air. A bit of a weird 50-50. Butler's going to be able to clear it down toward the goal of USA. Currently left wide open. The defense comes through. They missed the shot. It's going to reel right back down toward that midfield. Kai's going to be able to catch it in the air with the help of Astro. Sets it up in front of the goal. Munch goes for the spike off the crossbar and blocked out by Nathan Johns, keeping it tied up at that one, or not tied up, but keeping it at that 1-0 score line. USA, they've got ball control once again, stolen away by Kai. They've just got to get it out of their back third. However, Munch is going to be able to capitalize off the back of it.
Quick and easy. Nice touch here by Kai. And it is the pinch in towards the middle. Nobody able to fully get that clear. Unfortunately for USA, Butler increased their lead. That security goal that you were talking about as confirmed and engaged once again.
Security goals, I don't know how many games I've seen won via a single security goal, but they make an unbelievable impact, a great difference. We're going to have to see if Butler can win with that security goal. Are they going to keep USA at that goose egg once again? No, USA hasn't lost at 0 points yet, have they?
No, they haven't. I mean, this hasn't been a blowout, not a single game. And again, not to sound as if being disrespectful, but that has been something that has happened before. So Butler getting their third goal, looking good, but USA still plenty of time to work with.
Yeah, I think that's the scary part, right? Is if you are on the side of Butler, you're like, oh, we're up 3-0, like we should win. 3.5 minutes is a long time. Like that is a very long time to be able to turn a game around. And USA, we've seen them score more than 3 or more points in a game already. So we're gonna have to see if they're able to do that again here in game 3. Yeah, actually making an appearance though. Let's see if Butler is going to be able to find some positivity here. No, it's going to be blocked out by Nathan Johns here. However, that double tap from Astro leaves an open goal as they have to overcommit just a bit to the side to try and keep that ball away. Butler going from the air, past, no, not both defenders, going to be knocked out once again in that back third. And USA, they're just constantly stuck on this defense. It's such a thorn in their side.
Yeah, that has been the problem here of game 3. Get on offense. Find a way to get forward and take shots. There's just been no real chances to do that, and it's been because they've been attempting to play this defense very well. It's a good clear. Kai's going to meet it though, unfortunately, and it's going to be in another midfield center ball. As I say that though, good touch to try and push Butler back.
Yeah, a great touch to try and push Butler back. Unfortunately, not going to be able to land anything yet. Here comes Kai back in the offense and open goals. The defender misses, but there it is. 90 is able to get in the way. Munch with that secondary attempt. Beats the ball midair past one defender, but not past the second. It's going to be caught out by USA. 125 seconds remain on the clock. Butler's still up 3-0. USA, if they're going to do something, they've got to start it right now.
Indeed, the time it's a ticking. And as we've said before, that is an inevitability. That will continue. 3-0, and USA still scoreless. I mean, they got to get on offense. That's just the reality. These 50s in mid are so fantastic from Kai. And in that example, not even a real 50, just able to meet the clear at its mark.
Yeah, they're just being stuck in defense is really weighing down USA. They're playing soccer with concrete shoes on right now. You know what I mean? They're really trying to get on that offense. However, Butler always steals the ball away, always takes that offense. And is Mike going to find the goal? Can't get on the proper part of the ball, but possibly a follow-up. No, it's going to be clipped out by Butler. And now only 73 seconds left. I think Butler's going to be able to win game 3.
Your concrete shoes metaphor is fantastic because unfortunately they just can't clear far enough. They're struggling to get the full power behind those defensive clears, and well, Munch, he's having no trouble at all. Going to be able to pull out this one. Nice touch by Astro over the first two, and Munch able to confirm that last one. 90 Mike had a nice little attempt there at the defense, but just couldn't quite get into position.
The scary thing is it doesn't even matter what part of the field Munch is on. They're just all over the place, tearing up the line everywhere in between. It has just been nothing short of great action from Butler as a whole, but Munch so far has been the one, the player of the game, in my opinion.
I would have to agree. Munch or Astro, but yeah, it's so close. And in all fairness, I mean, I tend to do this, but Kai has also been phenomenal defensively.
Yeah.
Gotta mention that. But from an offensive perspective, definitely Munch has been there so very often. That is a nicely placed shot. Top left. Nobody reads it correctly. This is a bit of a double misread there from Butler. Both players couldn't quite get their handle on it.
Yeah, you got a point, but can you score 3 more in 28 seconds? Ugh, unfortunately, I don't think that is going to be the case. Butler finds themselves up 4-1. I believe they're going to find themselves up 3-0 on the series. And Vincent, this is 2 3-0s back-to-back, technically 3, because our next game isn't happening. And no way that goes in. All of a sudden, it's not probable, but by golly, is it possible?
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking the same thing. I think the gears were turning in my head as with you, whereas like, well, you know, in kickoff goal could happen, something crazy, and then 1 goal in 20 seconds. That's not insane. That pinch doesn't work for Nathan though. This is a nice touch. Offense, is this finally the offense of USA that we've been looking for all game long?
No way!
Oh my goodness, so close.
That would have been amazing, that 1 goal differential, but unfortunately they missed it, and now Father Time will kiss USA goodbye in this 3-0 matchup in favor of Butler. Kai goes for a closer. It's going to be cleared out. Maybe we get one from the side of USA, but no, it'll touch the ground, and the game will come to an uneventful close. Butler taking a 3-0 series there, and I got to say, USA, every time we've seen them, the team feels stronger. They do feel better. And I know anybody watching, oh, they got 3-0'd, blah, blah, blah. But the team that showed up in week 1 versus the team right now, we are seeing insane growth. These micro mistakes that used to be made aren't being made anymore. Each week, it's like a new thing to improve on, but they always have it improved by the following week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what's so cool to watch about teams that are just kind of making their move in towards the Rocket League esports. And it means that, you know, there's so much to learn that their improvement week on week is impressive to see and fun to watch, and it keeps me engaged. I know that's for sure. It makes me very happy to see that some of these teams like South Alabama that have been struggling, are struggling, continue to make improvements, continue to grind it out week on week, and this is a long season, Septulence.
Oh, yeah.
Like you said, it's always possible to kind of have a rough start and then come back.
I will always bring up the St. John's Overwatch team of last season. The first split, they go 2-6. The second split, they go 7-1. There's like 2 weeks of difference there. I don't know whatever happened to that team, but they came back a brand new team, and they felt just like this. Every week, they were 5 to 10% better, and it made the difference over time. They went 7-1 and made it all the way to playoffs, I think semifinals. They were this close to greatness, and that team is the one I will bring up in situations like this every time. All right, enough about USA. Butler are our 3-0 victors. They did a phenomenal job. We're going to get a talk with one of them in just a couple of minutes. We'll see you folks right back here. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back. Septilance and Vincent here to bring you an interview with the player I'm actually super glad we get to talk to because we agreed they were kind of the MVP of the match. Munch from Butler University. Munch, how do you feel?
Feeling pretty good. Yeah, definitely good coming off that win.
Yeah, certainly so. And I mean, speaking of that win, you guys haven't had the best nor the worst season so far, right? You guys have been pretty back and forth. So how do you feel about the remainder of not only the split, but even moving, looking as far into the future as the spring split? How do you guys feel about the remainder of this season?
For the remainder of the season, excuse me, or the split, I'm feeling a little more confident as we go game by game and
Yeah.
get through the series because being the first year on the team, just adjusting to my teammates' play styles or Kai and Astro, adjusting to their play styles and really adjusting to a higher level than I'm typically used to playing at. Definitely feel like we are getting significantly better as each game progresses. And for the spring split, I really feel that this experience that we're getting in right now is only going to be beneficial for the future.
Yeah, well, you guys, I mean, a team that going into today is 2-3. I think that our thoughts on the desk was that's not super obvious from the teams y'all have played. Y'all played Xavier, Villanova, and UConn for 3 weeks in a row. That's a tough schedule. Moving forward, is there any other teams that you guys are worried about particularly? Because obviously this stretch, at least through week 8, you guys have some easier opponents.
Yeah, it was definitely a pretty tough start to the fall split, but as of for the future, you know, I've just been more taking it game by game. Like I said, being a newer player, kind of going with the flow and letting Kai and Astro really lead the way and pretty much just following their footsteps. But other than that, yeah, just really taking it game by game.
Cool. Well, on top of that, I wanted to follow up and say, so game by game, right? What do
hmm
you guys do to prepare for a game like today? What does that practice regime look like?
So we usually try and practice like I'd say like 2 or 3 times a week. Just really trying to get in those hours as much as we can, getting that experience in. And as we've been able to play more, we've gotten to, see our tendencies and see what fits our team best. But and then when we get the chance, we'll look at replays and stuff like that and go over some common mistakes. And obviously, we always talk about comms being important as well. So those are probably the main things that focus on when we can and have the time to for these matches.
Yeah, absolutely. And those are always the teams that I enjoy the most that kind of let us know they're taking every game, one step at a time, one game at a time, because those seem to be the teams that are the most level-headed, the ones that seem to move on the furthest. So that's always a good thing to hear. But Munch, let's pull us out of the game a little bit. Let's talk a little bit more about you as a member of Butler University's esports program. Is there anybody you just want to give a general thank you or just a general shout out to? Well, we've got you here in the interview.
Honestly, I'd probably just say, shout out to Kai and Astro for being great teammates and letting me kind of take in that role as a third man and going under their wing and following their footsteps. And just shout out to my family back home. And that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Munch, thank you so much for joining us. Tell your teammates as well, a great job per the usual with you guys as of late, but I'm sure we'll see you in the near future, my friend. A great job tonight.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. And with that, folks, we are going to have a bit of an extended break. Providence, unfortunately, has to forfeit again, so Delaware's win column just gets larger, and that's definitely something to keep an eye out on down the line. I will not be here for the fourth game. I'm having a lot of tech issues, so I'm going to go ahead and sign off. The handsome, wonderful, and talented Will English the fourth is going to take my place, so him and Vincent will be back with that next game for you folks in just a little bit. Check your posture, drink some water, love each other, and watch some more Rocket League. Everybody have a great night.